Hey guys, this is your Thursday class for Venture B2. This is the last YouTube class that you're going to be having because from next week on Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to be doing our Zoom classes, okay? So what was the topic from our last class on Tuesday? Well, we were talking about different types of weather, if you have ever experienced any extreme weather conditions before, what kind of weather conditions Galicia or Lugo has, or even Spain. And we talked a little bit about reported speech. So if you guys are confused about that, please let me know. But other than that, we can also speak about it in the next class on Tuesday. We're going to do something a little bit different today. Go in your book to page 89. Okay, so this is the page that I'd like you to go to. Have a look at number 6. We have some different weather type words. So I want you to have a look at these words first of all and think about how you pronounce them. Okay, just have a look really quick. Not the words on the table, just the words in the box. How do you think you pronounce these? And do you think they belong to something cold, warm? I know those words are on there, but something cold, warm, or water, or dryness. What do you think they all relate to? I'm going to say the words so you know the pronunciation, and I'd like you to copy the pronunciation in your house, okay? So the first word is gale, breeze, warm, drizzle, moist, drenched, pour, freezing, cool, and boiling. So which of these words relate to water, let's say? Drizzle relates to water because drizzle is like rain, but very, very, very light, okay? Sometimes in the morning here in Lugo, or at other times of the day, you can look outside and it's not really raining, but there's little bits of water coming out of the sky. That's drizzle. Moist is related to water. Moist means something is wet, but not totally wet. Like if you're cleaning the house or you're cleaning something, sometimes you get a towel or not a towel, but like a small towel. You put bleach or cleaner or whatever on it and it's wet, but it's not totally dripping wet. It's just a little bit wet. That's moist. Also, when you have a cake, when you eat a cake or a donut or any type of pastry, you don't want it to be dry, okay? Because there's nothing worse than like dry cake, like really dry. You want it to be soft and moist. That's when it tastes super good. Like chocolate cake, if it's dry, it's gross. But if it's moist, it's good. Okay? Drenched. That word means super, super wet. Like water is coming off this thing. If you are washing your clothes and you put them in the water, if you're washing them by hand, sometimes we wash by hand. If you put them in the water and you take it out, but you don't squeeze it, it's dripping with water, okay? That's drenched. Another word could be soaked. I'm gonna write that word on the board for you. Give me 1 second. You can say drenched or you can say soaked. Okay, that just means super, super wet. Sometimes it rains so much in Galicia, and if you're outside and you're walking and you don't have an umbrella, you are going to be drenched or soaked. Drenched or soaked they are only adjectives to describe you after getting wet, okay? Or an object after getting wet. You can't say, oh, look, outside it's drenched. No. Drenched is only an adjective to describe something, an object or a person after getting wet because of rain or whatever. Okay. I think that's all related to water. Well, no. That's not true. Pour. The next word, pour, is related to water. When it's raining a lot, It's pouring. Okay? The rain pours down. You have lemonade. You have a glass. You pour the lemonade into the glass. Okay? If it's raining a lot, you can say it's pouring down. That's another expression that means it's raining a lot. It's pouring down. It's pouring down, or it's pouring down with rain, or it's pouring. They're all the same. They're just different expressions. And also, boiling can be related to water, but only when some water is super, super, super hot, like really, really hot, like 100 degrees type hot. You have it when you cook, when you want to cook eggs, maybe, or you want to cook, well, you want to cook anything, I guess. Your water is in a pot. When you want to cook pasta, for example, you have a pot, you put water in it, and you turn up the temperature and you wait. Then the water does, and it's super hot. That's boiling, okay? And the verb is boil without ing. So that could be related to water, but it's not always related to water. What words are related to cold temperatures? Well, obviously cool and freezing, okay? So freezing means super, 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 super cold in the winter. 0 degrees Celsius or below, freezing, okay? Really, really cold. What words are related to, let me see, to being hot? Okay, obviously boiling and warm. And I think that's all. And the only words we didn't talk about were gale and breeze. So a breeze sounds similar to a word in Spanish. Do you know what that word is? Yes, it's probably brisa, because it is. It's a light wind, okay? And gale is the opposite of a breeze. You have gales when there are hurricanes or tropical storms or cyclones or typhoons, or sometimes even when there are just storms, you get gales, okay? Sometimes, if you ever listen to the news about any hurricanes, they talk about, well, in English, they talk about something called gale force winds. Okay, I've written it there. Gale force winds. So that measures like the force or the power of the wind. Gales mean really, really fast and strong winds. I don't really know how fast a gale would be, but you would know if it's a gale. It's not just normal wind. Okay, so having said that, please look at the table in number 6 and complete the table with these words, okay? So you've got 10 words here. You've got 10 spaces. Pause the video and complete the table, and then we'll do it together. Okay, so now that you've finished the exercise, I'm not going to write it on the board. I'm just going to show you the answers on here. So can you see that? Can you see that? I don't know if that quality is really good, but I think you can more or less see that. Yeah, those are the answers, okay? If there's anything you don't understand about those answers, let me know. But we're going to move on, and you're going to do number 7. You're going to need to choose the correct alternative, okay? You've got 7 sentences, and you need to choose the correct alternative, okay? So again, pause the video, and then we're going to do it together, but only speaking. I'm not going to write anything on the board, okay? Okay, so number 1, it's pouring out there. I'm totally, and the streets are flooding. I'm totally drenched, okay? Super, super wet from the rain. 2, last night, blew a tree down during the storm. Well, what type of wind is capable of blowing a tree down? We have to be logical here. It's a gale. Number 3, I'm really enjoying the spring temperatures. So in spring, it's usually not hot. It's warm. Okay, well, not here. It's freezing cold here. What about 4? It's been a pleasant autumn. Pleasant means nice. Okay, so freezing is not possible because freezing is not pleasant. It's horrible. So number 4 is cool. Number 5, it's warm or boiling here. It's almost 40 degrees Celsius. So 40 degrees Celsius is not warm. It's boiling. It's horrible. It's awful. Have you ever had to endure 40 degrees Celsius all summer? Does that really happen here? I don't think so. I think you have some days in Galicia, at least. One time I was in Orense and it was very hot, like 38 degrees. But do you ever have more than 40 degrees? I know in Seville, where I used to live, yeah, it was pretty bad all summer. But I don't really know if that's true in Galicia. What about 6? It's been drizzling or pouring, so the ground is a little moist. A little. So it can't be pouring, because remember, pouring is like drizzling is the correct answer. And 7, could you open the window to let in the wind or the breeze? The breeze, okay? We just don't say let in the wind, okay? Breeze is the right answer. All right, so number 8, you've got a little paragraph about natural disasters, okay? I'm going to read it so you can hear the pronunciation, and hopefully you are copying the pronunciation in your house. You're probably not, but I hope you would, okay? You need to complete the gaps with tornadoes, hurricanes, or earthquakes. So the first one, typhoons or cyclones are the most violent storms on Earth. They form over warm ocean waters near the equator. By the time they strike land, the wind can reach speeds of up to 155 miles per hour and cover huge areas and distances. They often bring heavy rain and generate high waves, resulting in coastal flooding. So what do you think that is? It's probably hurricanes. Okay, the next one. Occur on a much smaller scale, but can have higher wind speeds with some gales blowing at over 300 miles per hour. They can also cause considerable destruction. Probably tornadoes, right? The last one is obviously earthquakes, okay? Earthquakes, like volcanoes, occur where the Earth's tectonic plates meet. The movement of the plates causes the ground to shake. If the magnitude is strong enough, it will collapse buildings and cut off water, electricity, and other vital supplies. People are also at risk of tsunamis if they live near the coast or are hit unexpectedly by further aftershocks. So, in this text, you see many different words, I think 12 words, that are in bold. Remember, bold is like this, like form. It's darker than the others. And in number 9, you have different descriptions of the words in bold. This is your homework, okay? You need to read the words again, look at the context for the meaning, and match these descriptions to these 12 words in bold. Okay, so that's your homework. We're not going to review it now. I'm going to review it when you send me your homework. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do is have a look at the vocabulary in number 10, okay? So talking about risk and danger. What do you guys think are some risks or some dangers in the natural world here in Lugo? I know we live in a pretty natural place. It's pretty rural. There are a lot of rivers and tons of forests, loads of natural places. What are some risks? I think a risk could be flooding. Do you remember the word flooding? Let me write that on the board again. Where's my pen? I think we've seen this word before, but I'm just going to repeat it. Flooding. Flooding is what happened and what happens in the winter here and in many parts of the world, where it rains way too much and the water in the river or in any body of water grows and expands and comes out of the river. And I think that can be pretty dangerous, especially because the river, especially the Minho, goes really, really fast. And there are some parts where the water is going so fast, and that could be a danger for people if they're not careful, because maybe you are going too close to the river one day and it can take you away. That could be a danger. I don't know. What is that? Why am I getting notifications? Okay, so that is one risk. What do you know? Any other risks maybe when you're hiking? Are there any areas that are maybe really high up that are, I don't know, dangerous? The ground is not stable when you're hiking or you're climbing mountains or hills around here. Do you know the area? Sorry, I don't know what this is called. Los Ancares, that area. Is that a dangerous area? Because I know there's mountains there. Is the ground stable, or is it, what kind of environment is that like for hiking? I don't know. I've always wanted to go there, and I don't even remember if I have. I think I passed through there, but I don't know. Okay, so tell me what you think. What are some risks and dangers in the natural world around this area? In number 10, complete the newspaper headlines with the expressions below. So remember, newspaper headlines are things like titles of articles in the newspaper that you'd probably see. If you don't read the newspaper, you might find them online, for example. So you've got 7 of them. Pause the video now and complete number 10. And then when you come back, we'll do it together. Okay. So here are the answers for number 10. Okay. We're going to go over them really quickly and what they mean, and then that'll be the end of the class. So, number 1, the fireman risks life and limb to rescue child from burning building. So the fireman risks everything. That's what that means. Number 2, safe hands. Expert tells smokers they are... Sorry, wrong one. Number 2, sorry. Economy in safe hands, says Finance Minister. It's under control. It's with the right person. Number 3, expert tells smokers they are at risk of greater health problems as they age. Okay, at risk of. This is really important for you to know these prepositions because they're going to appear in the B2 exam. At risk of. Write that down. Number 4, manager promises £10 million for new goalkeeper is worth the risk. Remember the word worth? It's like it will give you good benefits. Okay, it's the good parts are better than the bad parts. Number 5, surfer has a close shave with 4-meter shark. A close shave means you had a really close encounter with something dangerous, but you were lucky you didn't get hurt. Have you ever had a close shave? I think one time, my examples are really strange, sorry, but my grandmother had a close shave. She was walking in the center of Philadelphia in the US, and she was walking under a construction workers area, and one of the construction workers dropped a wrench. Do you know, you probably don't know what a wrench is. I don't know what wrench is in Spanish, but I'm going to draw you a picture and I'm going to write the word wrench. It's like a tool that you use. Sorry, this is the worst drawing ever. This is a wrench, okay? This tool that you use to like build stuff, I guess. She was walking and someone up there who was working, one of the construction workers, dropped a wrench and it fell all the way and it hit her on the shoulder. So she still had to go to the hospital because she got like a dislocated shoulder or something, but it could have hit her head and she could have died. So that was a close shave. Have you ever had a close shave, or anybody you know had a close shave with anything? Number 6, disaster victims now out of harm's way, says state official. Out of harm's way means there's no more danger. They are out of the way of danger. And the last one, number 7, Hollywood takes calculated risk on talented new actor in latest blockbuster. So the latest blockbuster is like the latest new film that someone's made, that a director's made that's popular. Calculated risk is a risk that has been thought about. The person taking the risk has thought about this and planned it and thought about the good points and the bad points. That's why it's calculated. Okay? All right, so I'm just going to repeat again. Number 9 is the homework. You're matching these 12 bold words to these 12 descriptions. And yeah, so that is our last YouTube class. Thank you so much for following all of these exciting, enthralling classes. In our class on Tuesday. It's at 4 o'clock. I gave all of you the email. There are going to be some people, I don't know how many people, from Chris, another teacher from her class, who are going to be joining us because they're doing the same book. They're on the same day, but I don't know how many, okay? But I'm expecting all 9 of you or 10 of you, I don't know how many there are, to appear in our Zoom meeting on Tuesday and every class from then on, because we've been in contact. You guys are following the classes pretty well. You were doing better at the beginning. But yeah, there are some of you who have been really consistent, which I'm really happy about. So good job. So yeah, we'll see each other on Tuesday. Please let me know in our WhatsApp group that you received the email. You know what to do. You downloaded Zoom. That's very important. And if you have any problems, let me know and I'll try to fix them. All right, guys, have a good weekend. See you on Tuesday. Bye.